Hi, I'm Tina Cummins,
And I'm Belinda Powers, and we are.
True Crime Sages. Welcome back, everybody. We're here for the Summer Wells case discussion, part 7. Moving on from Heather Smith, I want to talk about the day Summer went missing. And one of the first things I want to talk about is the clothing. The pink jacket, the fall outfit for her first day of school. Do you know when she changed from the swimming outfit into the jacket and pants?
Hunter said that they changed at his house.
At his house. Okay. So that was sometime in the morning when she picked him up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just curious about that because I'd seen some comments about it, and people were asking, well, when did she change his clothes? Was it at the lake? Was it, so I wanted to clear that up for the viewers. Okay, so the next thing, social media has been discussing the Summer Wells case for over 2 months. And some people have been really coming out against the family and talking about flat out accusing the family, accusing Candace or accusing Don of doing something to Summer. And one of the things I noticed is there's been no denial. There's been no public denial. That's a little alarming to me.
But that in their state of mind,
Yeah,
that could be a shock. They were in shock, and
right.
there has been no answers.
That's true. I'm not with accusing the family just yet because, and we've said this all along. In my mind, I'm narrowed down to kind of 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 3. Not going to say who they are, but I'm just going to say so in saying that, you can't say if all 3 or 1 is guilty. Moving on, from my perspective, in looking at the property, it had to be someone that knew of Summer, knew of her, and that she was there. So you kind of want to ask yourself, well, was there someone else on the property already? Looking at the property, again, now Don's going back to this theory that it's someone from, maybe they saw her on Facebook or maybe they saw her on TikTok. Let's talk about the phones for a minute, okay? If they're using their phones to get on TikTok or Facebook, someone's generally not going to be able to, unless they're with law enforcement, they're generally not going to be able to find out where exactly that location is, because they would have to be able to find the IP address and be able to track that phone to that specific property. Now, if they're on a home computer, it's a little different.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is different, right?
Right. Well, like my grandchildren, they're on the internet, but my grandson tosses his IP address to Vietnam. What are they going to do? Go hunt him down in Vietnam? You can shoot that IP address off to other places to where, you're not detected, but there's some tricks to that. So in saying that, I don't see somebody picking that child, even though it happens all the time. There are a lot of child predators on social media. What do you feel about that? About kids being on social media?
Well, it's really scary because, of course, they're targeted from everywhere. I mean, but my grandchildren are on social media.
And I'm just going to say this to parents. You have to watch your children's accounts closely. They're going to say, oh, you're invading my privacy, wah, 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 wah. And you say, I don't care. I pay for the phone, I pay for the Facebook. Guess what? You don't get to freaking use it because I'm paying for it unless I say it's okay for you to use it. It's very easy for someone to put up a fake profile, put up a fake picture and say that they're a kid from school when they're not.
Yeah, you can be whoever you want to be on the internet.
Right. You don't know on the internet who's on the other side of that screen. I mean, now they've even got apps where it changes your face to make you look younger. That's one of the reasons why, look, if I'm in my pajamas now, I'm wearing a dress, she's wearing a dress, or work clothes or whatever, but I'm not going to pretend to be somebody I'm not. And there's a lot of predators out there who will. So you really have to watch your kids. And look, you're the parent. Tell them no. The word no goes a long way with children. If you tell them, if you don't do what I say, you're not going to have social media at all, I guarantee you they'll listen. And if you catch them not listening, then you handle it. You don't give them.
Well, I'll give I always constantly showed my granddaughter all the stuff, all the videos, and how they'll come and they'll snatch the kids and how fast it is. And, when they would take the dogs and show them, they put the dogs and say, oh, come and see, they're in the cages. And, oh, yeah, get them to the car and grab them. Right. They had that sting operation that they did that. And I had showed her all of those. We go to the local gas station and I'm getting ready to pump the gas. She comes out and she's standing next to me. And then a guy pulls up. He was a young gentleman. Pulls up and he had some dogs in the back of the truck and he had the bed down. Here she goes straight through the gas pumps and what are you doing? Right. What are you doing? And here I thought, because I showed her all of the stuff that, she would pay attention, and no, that quick. Them dogs caught her eye and a child, she went right to him.
I had a really
I was devastated. I was just like, oh my God.
It's heartbreaking when they don't listen.
It is.
You have to basically, scare the hell out of your children once or twice to make them aware of how quickly and easily it can happen. And there are ways of doing that are appropriate with a family member or something that they don't necessarily know. Even if they piss their pants, it'll wake them up to the next time. But so once when our daughter was 12 years old, I had an old Mazda minivan, and it had dark tinted windows, and I had pulled up in front of our house, and I'm still sitting in my van because I'm smoking. My daughter went around the back and she was getting her snowboard out of the back. And a man in a white van pulled up right next to her. Now she's 12, mind you, pulled up right next to her and got out of the van and was like, hey, and wanted to talk to her. I jumped out of that van. What the are you doing? He got in that van. I turned around and screamed, our kid, get in the house. I went after him up the highway and he tried to literally run me off the highway. Well, the police found him. They found the van. They found the man. And they said they couldn't press charges because technically he didn't
do anything.
Didn't kidnap her. He didn't do anything. But they told him, do not come back to this neighborhood again. And they made a report of it. And I never saw him after that. But
it's that quick,
that
quick.
It happens that fast. Ironically, he was installing carpet in a local apartment building. God help those people. But it happens that quick. I mean, he was right there to where he could just snatch her and go. But anyway, getting back to Summer's case and discussing this, I don't see it as somebody on TikTok or Facebook. It had to be somebody that was familiar with the property, on the property, knew the child. Now, if you're looking at the property itself and you're thinking about the day that Summer went missing, mom's there, grandma's there, all these kids are there. You got tree workers on the front side of the hill. that seems a little suspicious. And I say that because the day before, we're talking, people were saying, well, what if she went missing the day before and the video was faked at the lake? They timestamped those videos, so if it's fake, police were well aware of it. They probably would have already arrested them. But in saying that, Allie and Hunter and everybody would have to be involved. So I don't see that happening. But on the day of, you've got the kids, you've got dogs, you've got grandma, and you got mom, and you got tree workers on the property, as far as the public is aware.
Right.
So there's something off there. Okay, so in getting to Don's statements, first he was home at 5:30, then he was home at 6:30, and now it's 7:10, now it's 7:15. Honestly, I don't think he knew what the timeline was.
Right.
In his mind, he's thinking it's that time, but it's actually not that time. Which leaves a wide open gap.
Well, and it's not surprising either if he's
Right.
normally works at all different times. He doesn't have a set time of coming home.
Right. If he doesn't have a set schedule, who knows when this
Right.
man's coming home at night?
Right.
You don't know. And in his mind, he probably figures, I got to get this done, this done, this done, this done, and then I'm going to pack up my tools.
Well, men are different than women.
Yeah.
Women your job still continues all day long, even when you get home from work. Men normally, they're not so much.
Done for the day.
Right.
Unless they're, well, my brother-in-law, he's kind of a workaholic, and I mean, he does sit and relax and watch TV sometimes, but he's always doing something.
Yeah.
Always. My sister, always working, always doing something.
But I'm saying they don't watch the clock. So
Not at all.
I didn't find
Not
that.
at all.
I didn't find that odd or
Right.
at all.
And okay, let's be real here. When you're talking about Don Wells and you're talking about Candace freaking out, calling him up, saying Summer's missing, you know what that man on the other end of if he's innocent, he's saying, oh, don't worry about it. She'll turn up. She's there somewhere. Calm down. If you're really worried, call 911. He's not rushing to throw his tools in the truck and, racing.
Right.
I personally don't believe that. Just me personally, I don't believe that, because I mean, most men, now he did say that Summer was the most important person in his life. I do believe that. I do believe that. He said that she was his favorite and his boys knew it and they were okay with it. And he favored her over everybody. Okay, so moving on. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, and I know you've noticed this as well, that when we ask questions, he adapts his answers.
Yeah.
He's been doing that with everybody.
But that could just be guilty of his past. I mean,
yeah. And it's, that's another thing, we talked about this before, but he's got that prison mentality of where, like, you watch everything that you say because you
Right.
know that it's going to be used against you in a court of law. Most people that don't have a prison past, they just say it how it is, put it on out there. Somebody who's been to prison, they know that
they don't want to go back.
they don't want to go back, and they know it can and it will be used against you in a
That's
court of
right.
law.
That's right. Oh, let me turn the fan on.
Not that it's a laughing matter, but if we didn't laugh every now and then, we'd go crazy. Just
Oh, you have to.
you have to. Otherwise, we'd be bonkers. Anyway, okay, so just, always been a mistake of Don's to just not come out and say what it is since the beginning. So, him bumbling through interviews and everything, to me, it really isn't shocking. Because instead of saying what actually happened, he's trying to say what's appropriate.
Right.
Which is a mistake. Because, everybody has built-in radar when it comes to BS. And I mean, let's be real here. I mean, he's been open enough to incriminate himself with his past, knowing full well that he's got charges coming.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of makes me step back and think, well, you know, if he's going to openly incriminate himself and beg this person not to say this or come out and accuse him openly and publicly, maybe he is innocent. If he's willing to incriminate himself and put himself in prison, you know, I don't know. There's some questions there, but he did come out and admit it, even though he said that a 5-year-old initiated. We all know that's a bunch of bull, and that is predatory behavior.
Right.
All right, moving on. Now, it's been reported by Don and by others in the area that a woman and her daughter heard screams around the time Summer went missing. I don't know if that's been verified. Have you heard whether or not that's been verified?
I have not.
They said it sounded like a little girl screaming, but they didn't know what it was. No idea what that is. It could have been anybody screaming, as far as the public knows. It could have been kids playing. It could have been anything, as far as the public knows. We talked about the footprints already. Oh, I wrote this down too. Getting back to Don and the way he adapts his answers in his prison speak, his prison talk. You got to ask yourself too, if he's distancing himself with changing his answers. Like now he's saying that he doesn't believe it's a local sexual predator. Is that him? I kind of tend to believe that he's trying to distance himself from all the allegations that have been lodged against him. What do you think about?
Very possible.
Yeah, or maybe in his mind, he's trying to think of all possibilities as well. But he tends to change his story a lot, which is, you know.
But also, I mean, if he's not guilty, he's damaged.
Right.
I mean, and so how do you say you're supposed to remember every single thing that's going on?
Right.
It's impossible.
And if he's not guilty, imagine that situation that puts him in Candace-in. If you're not guilty because of Don's past, imagine the situation that it puts him in. What if he never harmed this child? What if he never harmed his daughter?
Right.
And everybody's all you know, focus is going right to Don now.
Chewing them up and spitting them out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the public's been really, really hard, you know.
Yeah.
If it's not him. Now, interestingly, Don was talking about, we get back to the prison speak thing, but he said it's that taking Summer or doing something to Summer, according to the neighbors, would be like signing your own death warrant, that they'll come after you. And he said it's a new level of disrespect. Now, we all know what that means. If you know anybody that's ever been in prison, especially around Tennessee, Kentucky, you know, the South, they do not like child predators in prison, and your life is at risk every single day if you're a child predator.
Right.
That's that new level of disrespect he's referring to. But I kind of have a suspicion that, you know, when he's saying they will come after you, that had to scare the heck out of him. Talking to these neighbors, knowing where he's coming from.
Right.
Not that he did anything to Summer, not that he did anything to his own daughter. He may have, he may not have, I don't know. But that's prison speak. You know, that's prison language. That's him saying, well, anyway.
Well, and if you are a predator and you did something to his child and you're hearing this man speak, it's going to scare the crap out of you. I mean, most women are the ones that stands up and we all know Candace is not the speaker of the house here.
No,
You know, Don's doing it all.
Don's doing all the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that had to put a little fear in him.
Well, yeah. If Don is innocent.
If he's innocent.
If
But innocent, proven guilty.
If he's innocent, he's been to prison before, he's letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's letting you know what time it is without letting you know what time it is.
Right.
You know, in other words, don't you dare come back. Interesting. So on, I don't know whose video. Oh, Duty Ron had Tim Miller and Dave Rader on their show. Thank God, Tim Miller. We're still praying for your recovery. Belinda, say hi to Tim.
Much respect, Tim.
We know you have to have another surgery, like you said, and we're going to continue to pray for you. But they were on there, and Dave Rader was talking about how the path went down a driveway and down the road a little bit, and then the dog came around and stopped, and it didn't go any further. Meaning to a degree that, you know, Summer got into a vehicle at that point, which I found very interesting. Now, people were talking about Summer scent being all over the property. Why wouldn't it be? She lives there. To my knowledge, there's been no recollection of any cadaver dog hits. So, is there anything else you want to add, Belinda?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. Hang on for just a second. I gotta fix my cigarette real quick. Hang on.
Then we like to sit there.
Yeah, we got our cigarettes though. We're all good now. I hate these damn fire safe cigarettes that go out on me all the time. And then when I don't want them to, the cherry falls off and always burns the carpet or something. They're worse than the regular damn cigarettes. Okay, so at this point, again, you know, it's kind of narrowing the focus if you consider everything that we've learned up to this point. I think that about covers it for tonight. What do you think, Belinda?
Well, I think it's time to do a reading. Let's see if we can pick up anything.
You want to do a reading?
If you're up for it.
I'm
I
up.
think it's almost time.
I'm up for it. Well, it's been a long time since I've done a public psychic reading. I hate the term psychic. I hate the term psychic. Oh, we can do a reading if you want to do
a spiritual reading.
Yeah. Let me turn my fan off. Hang on. Get up and turn my fan off and turn the light off. I got to leave one light on. Let me see which one is better. Oh, that doesn't do much. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's much better.
You said it's been a long time for you since you've done one. I've never done.
It's been a long time since I've done one live.
I've never done one on.
Well, I've done them on Shelley's radio show, and on I think Tony Valen, maybe. No.
I mean, we used to do them on the site, but that's different.
Yeah, we've done a lot of them on the website, but
yeah, it's totally different.
I have time to sit here and sketch right now. It takes me a lot longer. I used to use Flashbase to do my sketches, and now they charge. I don't have the money for it.
Getting a headache.
Oh no. All right, who wants to go first, me or you?
You can go first.
Father in heaven, begging you right now that whatever you show us for Summer, let it be true and accurate. Let us see what we need to see to help bring this baby where she needs to be. In your name I pray. Amen. Okay. So you want me to go first? All right. Let's go first. Get a piece of paper so I can write this down. Summer Wells. Psychic reading. In 3021. First thing I see in my mind. Okay, I don't know how to describe this. There's a crate, and it's a metal crate, but it's not, it's like a metal, it's like a dog carrier, but it's not a regular plastic dog carrier. It's got this, it's got real thick wires that are like little squares, like almost like a grill type thing. And it goes all the way around, and it's got 1 inch white wooden frame that goes around it like 1 by 1 long pieces. So I'm guessing it's about 1.5 by 2 by, I'd say 2 foot 4 inches wide. 1.5. So it's like
Homemade.
homemade. And she's in that. She's in the crate. Okay, so the next thing I see. Okay, so let me describe this. It looks almost in my mind like an old mine. Okay, so it's like where or have you ever seen a landscaping where there's the railroad ties and they're stacked on top of each other, but there's a corner and it comes to a point like this in a corner of something. And then down at the bottom of it, there's a fissure, and it's like down at the bottom, it's deep, and it goes down like this, and there's water in the bottom of it. It's like a fissure, and it slopes. And in that, there's white buckets and brown bowls, whatever these brown bowls are. Okay, so you know what? Okay, you know, like those big 5-gallon buckets. I'm seeing like 5-gallon buckets down in there with bowls. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows on each side, and it comes to a point like this. 4 rows on each side of these railroad ties, and there's grass on this side, and there's grass off to my left with a little hill that comes down, and then there's green bushes and stuff off to my right. Ask me something.
Who did it?
I can't say that publicly. I can see it. You know I can't say that.
I know.
I see it. I can't say it. Okay, so I'm hearing the name Calvin, not that Calvin's guilty, because this isn't Calvin. I'm hearing the name Calvin.
Maybe a witness?
Definitely a witness to something. Now, Calvin, if you're listening, I know what you look like. You got gray hair, you got a mustache, you got a long goatee, possibly ride a green and black and white, or a black with green and white motorcycle. Okay, Calvin, listen to me very carefully. You're a witness to something. You're about 140 pounds, about 5'7" to 5'9", older, I'd say early 60s, late 50s, early 60s. you know, kind of Harley do or die type of guy, you know, 70s rock, 60s, 70s. Oh, I don't know if I can say that without saying. All right, so Calvin, we got Calvin. Calvin is a witness. I don't know who Calvin is, but Calvin saw something. Where do we go from here? Okay, so I'm seeing another person, and this person I'm seeing with, it's a kid, and he's between the ages of 16, I'd say 16 and 18. And he's chubby boy. He's got a kind of a creepy sense of humor. Pretty sharp kid, smart, but you know, a little antisocial. Anyway, funny kind of, you know, one of those kids that likes to play pranks and jokes all the time, and they're kind of inappropriate. That's the way this kid is. Okay, I'm seeing him at the horse stables. He's got hair, it's about this long on top, and it's short on the sides, short down here. This kid's seen something or knows something. He's at the lake, up behind. So the redhead kid at the horse stables. All right. On the day that Summer went missing, I'm seeing the boys on the property, and they're not in the house. Mom, I can't see Mom anywhere. The boys are actually behind the house where the driveway comes up. They're off back in the woods there. They're not in there. Can't see Grandma, can't see Mom. The property's wide open. And the boys are way up here. They're not locked in. What I'm seeing in my head, they're not locked in. They're on the property. They're up here running around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this person, okay, so I'm getting scissors. This person is taking cloth and wrapping around his right hand. Wrapping cloth around his right hand. Completely bald. Why would somebody wrap cloth around it?
So when they grabs onto a child, they don't bite them.
Oh my God.
That's the first thing they want to do is this, you know, cover their mouth so they don't scream.
But you know, when Gene Calloway killed Patsy and I was reading for that case, I saw him. He was, and I described it. He was left-handed, and you know, he cut her throat, and I could see him dragging her down the hall to the bathroom, into the bathroom, and then putting her over the tub. And that's the way I described it to Daryl. It never occurred to me that he would wrap his hand to keep from getting bit. Bald. This person's bald. Why would they be bald?
No DNA.
Shaved.
Yeah. No DNA. Makes perfect sense.
Ding, 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 ding. Wow. 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 Shaved eyebrows. Why would you shave your freaking eyebrows? Unless, like you said, no, to not leave any DNA.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that didn't occur to me. I mean, I know people get haircuts, they change their hair, they do all these things generally after, but it never occurred to me before.
Well, probably.
That's a
Yeah.
seasoned predator.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem.
This is a psychic reading, folks. Just want to say, I'm not accusing anybody. This is a psychic reading. It is, yeah. On that note, so what I'm seeing is nobody was watching these kids. Damn.
That's why it was an easy target.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet little innocent angel.
It's interesting, you know. It's interesting. Why did Allie have to say that she saw Summer in there with the milk jugs? I'm
I hate to speculate.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Is there a possibility that she took Summer home first? Because the 911 call said, you know, Dawn said she went for a walk. And somebody said she was running or went running or something like that.
Went for a run and then it went for a walk.
And then comes back and she's gone.
I mean, I use, from being from up north, I always say I'm going to go for a run.
You're going
Meaning I'm
to
going to run to the gas station, run to the store, run to wherever.
I'm not there. Yeah.
I'm not really running. I'm driving, but I always refer to it as a run. You know, I'm going to run to the whatever. So
In my
maybe
mind.
she wasn't at home.
Right.
Maybe she did go for a run, and when she told
Right.
Don that's why he told the 911.
Right.
I'm just speculating. I don't know.
Speculation. It's a psychic reading. We're just just, you know, take it for what it's worth.
Right.
You want to try something, Belinda?
Sure.
All right. What do you see? First thing that comes to your mind, what is it?
A bag of dog food.
Dog.
Pink bag.
A pink bag of dog food? Do they have pink dog food?
I don't have no clue. I don't have no dogs. I have no idea.
Pink dog food. Okay, pink bag of dog food.
And I'm seeing a garden hose. I don't know what that's. It's just rolled up in the back of a vehicle.
What kind of vehicle?
Well, it looks like an avalanche,
like a truck?
Yeah.
A garden hose. Interesting. You're seeing a garden hose, I'm seeing a cage. Are you seeing Summer?
Yeah, I can't. We'll discuss it
later.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a perpetrator?
Yes.
Describe him.
You can only see him from the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's very broad across the back.
Broad back, like heavy set, fat.
Yeah. Yeah. Very wide.
Wide abdomen, portly.
Yes.
Does it look like it like this?
Actually, the back almost looks like he's got boobs, you know, like
Oh.
so big.
So big, he's got man boobs in the back boobs.
Yeah, it almost looks like broad.
Wow.
And I'm getting a yellow, a red ball with yellow, it almost looks like a tennis ball.
Red ball with yellow.
Looks like a tennis ball, sort of. A toy, like a dog toy.
Ah. A dog toy.
Well, I guess that would go with the dog food.
Dog.
But I'm not seeing a dog. I don't see no dog, and I'm not hearing no dog. But I do have a headache in the back. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll leave that for later.
Um,
You have a back headache? Yeah, I got the same problem. Back here, bottom right.
yeah, it's right in the back.
Details. We need details.
Yeah, I don't think we can share.
Okay. Yeah, this is interesting, and I don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing the inside of a vehicle, but it's not black, it's not gray, it's light tan, light beige. And I'm seeing another vehicle, which is a motorcycle, which is black and green and white.
There is an old, looks like a blanket, and it's blue. So looks old. I mean, like almost like my grandmother used to sew these kind of, you know, like a old.
Like a quilt?
Yeah, but it's not that thick.
Blanket. Okay, not a blanket, not a quilt.
Yeah, it looks like something you maybe would put down on the ground, like look on, you know,
Like a military, like the wool?
Yeah,
Or a horse blanket?
Oh, maybe a horse blanket, more like it. Yeah.
Blanket.
Yeah. Yep. My aunt used to have them, but they were green.
Yeah, like the old green military blankets, you throw them on the ground, except this is you said a blue old.
Blue. Hold on a second. Yeah, hon.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. Interesting. I just saw one of those, you know, those food storage containers. Food storage, red food storage container. I think we better stop before anything gets too graphic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We can't get give too much
Let me
information.
just give this disclaimer out here, okay? This is for entertainment purposes only. This is based on opinion, not fact. This is based on psychic information, not fact. Anyone that we've discussed today in any way, shape, or form is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Now, in getting back to the case discussion, let me turn my fan on because I'm getting hot in here. Fan and light.
Didn't have my stress ball.
Well, I don't know if you want me to say this or not.
Go ahead.
I got an image of summer in my head coming through with your daughter. Ironically, today is the anniversary of the disappearance of Belinda's daughter.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow, the 30th,
31st.
31st. Tomorrow, it's coming through. They're smiling and they're coming up together. Maybe Jodi brought it through.
Doesn't surprise me. We know how that works.
Okay, so putting the psychic stuff aside, I'm gonna have to do a sketch of that kid, of Calvin. Remind me to do that.
Okay.
Is Calvin deceased? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold up now, hold up now. Mr. Calvin. God, people are gonna think I'm nuts when I say this, but there is someone, okay, there's someone, here's the Wells property. And if you cross Ben Hill Road and go down 1, 2, 3, 4 houses, I'm seeing this person down there and I'm seeing the same witnesses. And I feel like there's a person there that's deceased, that's another man, not Calvin. There's a Calvin and there's another man, and he's gray-haired man, shaved. He's got longer gray hair, little sideburns, hairy chest. He's kind of chubby around the middle. Beer drinker, whiskey drinker, moonshine. This person is on the other side. Okay, sorry, I had to, and the name might just pop in my head. I don't know why, who that's for, but yeah, just so you know, yeah, this is a couple houses down from where the Wells live, and there's somebody on the property there.
Yeah, before you said that, I was getting married, and here you say Mike.
And this dude liked to hang out in the sun and have his shirt off and, wear cut off jean shorts and, boots and sit around and drink his moonshine and listen to country music and sit in a green chair. Those old green metal chairs? I got him sitting in an old green metal chair on the, I got to get out of the psychic mode here. Hold up, stop. Okay, you guys, unless you got something you really need to tell me, bacon for whatever reason. Are you calling me a pig? I'm not a cop, and I'm not a pig, and cops are not pigs. Are you saying that he liked bacon? He liked bacon. I smell bacon. Maybe that, my dad used to always mess with us. He used to answer the phone, sheriff's department, because he was a magistrate. So, that doesn't, when somebody says I smell bacon, that doesn't offend me, but maybe this old hillbilly, that was one of his things. I smell bacon. Okay, well, hello from the other side. To whomever lives on that property down there, whoever had the cockfights and the dog fights, and that's the property. There's a trailer back there. There's a white trailer. And there's barrels here, and behind the trailer, off in the back of the property, there's dog kennels. They had I guess pit bulls, fighting dogs, cockfights, moonshine. Yeah, whole lot of fun going on there. There was a ring back there too. This is a long time ago. There's a ring back there. Anyway, whoever this dude is, he's clean shaven. He had a mustache at one time. He's clean shaven, but he's got white hair, sideburns, you know, into like Elvis and, you know, Merle Haggard and, you know, country music from way back when. What's his name? Waylon Jennings and
Chris Christopherson and Johnny Cash and
Johnny Cash is the one. Who was the one that sang the Folsom Prison Blues?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. But he used to drink moonshine. And anyway, yeah, you'll know whomever you are that's a neighbor down there that had the cockfighting ring and everything. This message is for you. Cockfighting, dog fighting, anyway. They're saying, they're waving like this. He's waving.
Like how they come through.
Yeah, well, you can't help it, you know. Yeah, this is interesting. I just got something about a church with blue on it, or a blue church. What's the blue church? What is the relationship of the blue church? That just came out of nowhere. If you know about a blue church around that area, let me know in the comments, please. If you're from that area and you know about the blue church, let me know. Anything you seeing, feeling, getting?
Nothing to share.
All right. I think that about wraps it up for tonight. As always, we're still praying for summer, and in the very near future, Belinda and I are going to be sharing some other cases that we've worked on in the past. Cases that have been resolved, or cases that may not have been resolved. There's one in particular that I want to share. And I think you know which one I'm talking about, Belinda.
There's a few that.
The one where I'm a complete dumbass.
Oh. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Wow.
I'll share that one.
Yeah,
I want to share that one. I want to bust that one wide open.
wow.
Hey, wouldn't be the first time. I'll think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
I'll think about it before I go there.
Yeah, because that's treading some
Heavy water,
yeah.
deep water, ocean,
Very deep. Yeah.
ocean water.
Yeah, with sharks in it.
Lots of sharks. All right, dear. Well, I guess for Summer Wells Part 7 tonight, we'll kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, just remind them to share her poster and
Share,
keep the tips coming and
yeah,
keep the prayers coming.
1-800 TBI fine, 1-800 the lost. If you have any tips to turn in, if you have property in the area, especially if you know where this property is that I'm seeing in my head. Okay, so it's like railroad ties stacked on top of each other, and then at the bottom of it, there's water at the bottom of it. If you, like a mine shaft almost, or landscaping with that. If you know where this is, let me know, please. I guess that's all for this episode of True Crime Sages, and we'll see you next time. You take care. God bless.
God bless.
Bye-bye.